Good morning, challengers. Jessica Burrell here, your Beachbody coach. I just wanted to take a few minutes and talk about meal planning and prep. It's something I get asked about quite a bit around, complications around meal planning and prep work, and I hear often that it's something that a lot of people struggle with. So I thought I would just take a few minutes, and I'm actually going to do two parts. This is the first part, which is the meal plan of the meal plan and prep, and then I'll do another video around the actual prep work of it. Or yes, this is the planning, and then I'll do a prep work video. So what do? I typically, throughout the week, leading up to the weekend, I'll start thinking about the kinds of things I want to make for the following week. I'm on Pinterest, so I certainly, if you're not on Pinterest, it's an incredible resource for meal planning. You can, search by any description, and it'll come up with some ideas for you. So then on Sunday mornings, I try to get up before the kids, grab my coffee, and sit down and just write out my plan for the week. I am a creature of habit, so I typically eat the same thing during the week. Mondays through Fridays, I eat the same thing for breakfast, for my snacks, for my lunch. That doesn't mean that you have to do that. I'm just saying that's something I do to keep it easy. I don't want to overcomplicate anything as much as I possibly can do that. So for me, every morning for breakfast, I'm having my Shakeology. I typically have a chocolate Shakeology with cold coffee, crushed ice, done. I'm out the door. Since I work out first thing in the morning, it helps, compress my mornings, excuse me, so that I don't have to worry about making a breakfast. Sometimes I'll do overnight oats, so that's oatmeal with Greek yogurt, water, chia seeds, some fruit, a little bit of sweetener, just to cut down on the bitterness of the yogurt. That recipe's on my blog too. Then for my first snack of the day, I have a red container of Greek yogurt, plain, a purple container of frozen fruit. It gets a little bit of thaw in the morning, so it's got a little bit of juice, so it helps sweeten the Greek yogurt if anyone finds it a little too bitter for their taste. I do half an orange of pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. I do a mix of seeds, so I do half an orange of seeds in there. And then sometimes I'll do half of a blue of nuts. But that depends on how the rest of my day is planned out as far as my dinners go. Because if I need that blue for cheese or avocado or nuts, then I might just skip the nuts for my yogurt in the morning. Then my lunch is always salad with a protein. So there's a green for my salad, a red for my protein. I typically try not to do any dressing in my lunch. I do a vinegar, like a flavored vinegar, balsamic vinegar, or nothing, depending on the salad, I suppose. And sometimes I'll add a carb in there, depends on what my dinner is going to look like. And then my afternoon snack is typically vegetables cut up with, sometimes it's half a blue of hummus, sometimes it's half of a red of cottage cheese, and sometimes there's no vegetables and I just do a second Shakeology for the day. Again, it depends on my meals for the day, but it's typically the same every single day. So I read an article a couple years ago that said a family will eat 10 to 12 meals on repeat. So if you take a second and you think about what meals am I eating every 2 weeks with my family, and you think, wow, we always eat spaghetti and meatballs, or we always have barbecue chicken with rice and a salad. If you start to think about that, you'll notice that you have some pretty predictable patterns with your 10 to 12 meals. And whenever you introduce a new meal into that 10 to 12 rotation, one just naturally falls off. And the reason I bring that up is I don't overcomplicate the meal planning process. If you stop and think about what are my family's 10 to 12 meals, write them out, and maybe it's just some simple modifications to those meals that can make them healthier, can make them fit more balanced, and ultimately at the end of the day for 21 Day Fix, we're talking about portion control, right? So think about how you can make those recipes work. The recipes you're doing now, make them work with your meal plan. Don't change your life to fit into the 21 Day Fix or any other health eating lifestyle program. Just make some simple modifications to your daily ones and make them fit into the program that you're working into. So that's probably my first recommendation, is to just sit down, think about what you're already doing, and think about simple things that you can do to make changes. So spaghetti and meatballs, you can still have spaghetti and meatballs. You just have, one, save your 2 yellows for the spaghetti. Or make your sauce from scratch. That way you can count it as a yellow instead of a purple, and be aware of what kind of meatballs you're making. I know we were just talking in my challenge group this week, and skinnytaste.com has some great meatball recipes, and I'm going to get to skinnytaste.com in a second. But again, just start to think about what you're already doing and then make modifications to your daily meal plan. So what I do is we eat the same things: barbecue chicken with a potato or a sweet potato. We eat a lot of casseroles in terms of beef stew or soups. We eat tacos. We eat lasagna, and instead of noodles, I use zucchini, sliced zucchini. So there's just, again, a lot of modifications. So what happens when you're saying, okay, so I have 3 or 4 meals I want, now what? So there's some really good resources out there. You can go to Pinterest, like I said earlier, and if you don't have an account, oh gosh, create an account. It is truly an amazing app on your phone, amazing website. And you can get some resources there. Skinnytaste.com, she is incredible. The best thing about it, it's simple recipes that are healthy with stuff that you probably have heard of or might even already have in your home. Like, there's not a lot of stuff that you don't know about or have never heard of, certain foods that she uses in her recipes. And it's really, I think it's a lot focused on Weight Watchers, but it's just all about healthy eating, and ultimately hopefully your goal is to make lifestyle changes for the rest of your life, right? So it's all about learning these types of things. I have some cookbooks that I use. Oh She Glows is great. It's vegan, but there's some really delicious recipes in there. And then I have the 2 Eat Clean books from Toscarenu, and I took some time and I just go through them, and I just put some little tabs on there to check out things that I'm actually going to make, and then some more tabs here. Things I'm actually going to make, or things I know my family is going to actually eat, because there's a lot of things in here that I think would be wonderful, but there's no way in heck my family is going to eat it, so there's really no point in even me attempting it. I'm looking for stuff I know they're going to eat, or I know at least they're willing to try it out. And then, so I personally do 1 to 2 new meals a week. That's it. Everything else is my 10 to 12 core that I'm just rotating in and out all of the time. So then I sit down, and I have a couple different methods now that my mind's going. I just have a little weekly planner that I use. I think my mom bought it for me at the dollar store, like for real. And it's like got things to do on it and a shopping list. And this is just where I am planning out my meals. I'm always thinking about my containers. I know that I get 3 greens, 2 purple, 2 yellow, 4 reds, a blue, an orange, and 2 teaspoons every single day. So as I'm working out my list, I just keep that in mind. I write it on the top, especially in the beginning. I would write out my containers at the top and then start going through my breakfast, snacks, and lunch, same every day, and then start to mix through my dinners based on what I'm doing with my family for the week. So, Presley's got dance, or the girls are at their dad's house, so Corey and I can do a little more, I'll say exotic, not really, meals, but stuff I know that my 2 big girls wouldn't eat. So although Amelia will eat fish, Presley won't. It's usually a fight. So we do typically reserve our fish dinners for when we don't have the big girls around. And or we have company coming, so what am I going to make for those? So I kind of write out what are we doing for the week, plus what kind of meals I want to plan for the week. Write those all out, and then right on my list, then I have grocery list right here too. So then I start to make my grocery list based on, I know I've got quinoa in the cupboard, I know I've got broth. And I don't know, this is maybe a topic for another day, but I don't know what I would do without cartons of broth. I use them for everything whenever I'm stir-frying vegetables or thickening, making a broth or soups, vegetable broth, beef broth, and chicken broth. Oh my gosh, it is one of the best things I have in my cupboard, hands down. Anyway, that's another topic, so I don't want to get too distracted. So when you sit down and make your list, again, write out the meals that you want to have and start making your grocery list. And that way, when you go to the grocery store, it's focused. You're shopping, obviously, the perimeter of the aisle, except if you have, a couple little things like the vegetable broth is down in the middle of an aisle, but you're mostly shopping the perimeters of the aisle. Going with a plan helps keep you distracted. Don't go hungry. I think, you hear that often, but it's so very true. Make sure you've had a snack. It's maybe a Shakeology while you're doing your shopping or just before. It helps keep you focused. Then what I'll do, once I've got my plan in place, I have a little whiteboard. It's silver, but same thing. It's the same concept. I don't know if it's got a glare on it or not. And it was just a blank one, and then I used permanent marker and wrote Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, Sunday, I think I'm going to do a video on another day to talk about weekend planning. And then I just have a to-do side. Then I'm going to write out, what are we doing each night, plus what our meal is each night. And the kids come home and say, okay, what are we having for dinner tonight? So they have an idea, or what are we having for dinner Friday, or what are we doing Friday? Helps keep the family organized and helps keep them aware of the healthy food that we're eating, and always keeping them mindful that this is just how we are at our house. This is just the things that we do. So hopefully that helped a little bit. If you have any questions, I would absolutely be happy to answer them. Shoot me a message on my Facebook page, Jessica Burrell, or you can always shoot me an email on my Gmail account. It's jessican371@gmail.com. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you have an awesome Sunday and you get a lot of planning done. And then we're going to do part 2 for this video for the actual prep work and how to make that quick and easy, because you don't want to spend all Sunday prepping meals for the week. All right. Have a great day. Take care.